We're live. Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Wait for a few people to get on here, hopefully. Gonna be messing around painting this guy some more. I do have the paints kind of set up. I forgot this guy's hands were crap. I almost kind of want to get my own of these. I saw somebody else. Oh man, I should have looked up who it was before starting this. But there's a dude that actually makes hands that you can get for free. I don't know if they're as good as these ones. Probably have to get them and try. Oh, the hand. I was painting some spines earlier. the hand got into the blue. Man. The story of my day, like nothing has gone remotely right today. That doesn't help with like Akira Toriyama passing away, so that kind of bummed me out a bit. I was trying to work on stuff this morning a little bit. Not pertaining to this guy. Actually, I was finishing up this here. Trying to... I know this is center for where I set the camera up. But was working on this little Zola here. So he's all done. I actually got to clear coat him before I send it out to dude on Patreon. Wanted to bum my printer to print it out, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I like helping. I gotta touch up just a little bit of black on that thing. We'll do the... Well, just a little bit. Where did the hairdryer go? Oh, where indeed. Alright, muting the mic real quick. Actually, real quick. Oh, what? That light's not on? What that light into? Hopefully I didn't just unplug the lamp. I don't know why. Oh, man. My little surge per... I think I fixed it. Have you ever tried to take the spines off a MonsterArts Godzilla? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done that. Used a lot of NECAs. NECAs and Playmates I've probably done the most with. In terms of repurposing a lot of parts off of them. Yeah, because one thing I mentioned with the beginning of this is customizing a T-Rex. Actually, I think I was going to zoom out a little bit to make my life a little easier. Here's the head. So, be working on this thing here in the near future. It's kind of set up the same way the Arctic Figures are. So I'm going to be doing that too. Feel good, other than I accidentally got a hand in some of the green paint from this morning that I was using. So, had to fix that. And then I was looking at how I am going to do the eyes. Which the eyes look like, from the movie, they're red with like an orange pupil. Pretty reddish orange pupil. So I'm going to be doing that. Touch up the face. Somebody mentioned that the mouth opens up wider. Okay, I guess it does. Oh, that is scary. But it does actually open a little bit wider. Okay, that'll make life a little easier to paint. I guess I'm going to start with that. Usually what I do, depending on the mouth, Uh, usually start off with some yellow primer, and then depending, because you also could do gray. I'm using a lot of the yellow because it kind of helps to play with a lot of the reds and the oranges for some of the mouths. So depending on how dark you need it, it works pretty good. Him, we kind of want a bit more on the red side, so that's what we're going to do. I put too much red in my little bowl, but whatever. What is solid brush for this? Anyways, how's everybody else's days going? Hopefully it's going really solid for everybody. Start with the back of the throat, and then just kind of start working the reds around. I don't go heavy. Like, I actually go pretty light with my passes for the reds. Because I don't really want it to pool. And then, like here, I'm just trying to tint it. Which is why I like starting with this red. And I'm using, actually, it's Apple Barrel. Because this stuff kind of sucks. For coverage. But for this kind of application, I really like it. The only time Apple Barrel is pretty good at coverage is when you're using a really dark color, like blacks, reds, and grays. Or sorry, blacks and grays. Browns do okay, depending. Yeah, well, that's the gist of it. It's supposed to be a more accurate head. So this is the head, 3D print head. This is the original. Honestly, I don't think there's too much of a difference. The spines are a little bit spikier. It's a bit leaner than the MonsterArts head. And the nose area doesn't look quite as squished. A little bit of black with it, just to darken the reds a bit. Do a pass like that. You can see I'm kind of I'm not being super neat about this. Mainly just trying to get this to color. Because like I said, I can always go back over and adjust this accordingly. Hey, Jeremy. Alright, am I back? Alright, I think I got everything figured out now. I didn't even realize the mic was muted. Thankfully, I guess. Because when I tried to use my initial... What I was thinking of doing is because I realized the camcorder wasn't charging. Still don't know if the camcorder's charging. I'm trying to get a little bit more light here. Hello? Why does nothing like to work with an adapter? I just wanted to have more light. I didn't realize anybody was talking. It's one thing after another. My apologies. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna be kind of dark. Because I don't got any good way of hooking up an extra light source at the moment without everything freaking out over here, it seems. Again, it's kind of just like one thing after another. Got my brush. Alright. Little red. Do. Alright. Looking good. Take a hair dry too, but anyways, how's everybody's doing today? Okay, next we clean it back up. That I will be using. I have some older brushes that I do have replacements for, but they've been still working pretty well for a lot of the applications. So we're gonna use them. Touch up the teeth and around the lips. Take some of this black. Let's go over where I had a bunch of spillover. Not personally for me. Got out of work not just a little bit ago. Had to go pick up Casey. She was being one of Jessica's aunts was watching her. Got to go have fun, dear. Also kind of amusing because she still is like really sketchy about hanging out with people. Gotta be careful not get any black in the parts where I just got the red. So where the teeth line is, I'm kind of just following along there. It's also just this same black is using the primer that I was using originally to cover this stuff up. There we go. Amp the lips just a little bit. All right, it's looking good. For the teeth color, I'm going to use this yellow hue. It's not super clean. It's not super clean looking. Like using a white. I also have this it's like bleached titanium, I think is what they call it. That stuff works pretty well too. Depending. Actually, I probably should look at the fur really. I don't want to have to try to adjust afterwards if I really am wrong. Yeah, actually, the bleach probably look a little better than the yellow. The more sandy yellow, which I think is in the drawer up there. Jeez, if I don't knock over my favorite thing of paint. This one here. Yeah, the unbleached titanium. A little bit. Only doing it to the teeth. I tend to use this brush here. It's like a pinstriping brush. The other one I was using also would work pretty effectively, but how big the teeth are. Don't want to go too crazy over. Yeah, these little brushes here, you can kind of find like Hobby Lobby paint departments. Work really well. Real quick, I'm gonna make sure chat hasn't moved on this side. This seems kind of weird because usually a lot more people are. Also, I would love to get some queso. Queso sounds great right about now. Yeah. Also currently have soil stuck in my head. Like early 2000s soil. There we go. Top of the jaw is done. All sort of done anyways. I'm gonna have to do a pass to get the inside of the mouth. Which I'd say for most people isn't really that important, because how often are you going to really be seeing back of the teeth to really need to worry about painting it, but it's something I usually still do. Yeah, went over just a little bit. You have to fix that right there. Just a little bit over. That happens though. So I admit my hands aren't quite the steadiest. Like one thing I do is I like to have my forearm kind of on something, as you can see, kind of back here anyways. I try to rest my arm on something, rest my other arm or something, and then I usually have my hand resting on my other hand. Like I try to have multiple contact points to keep it from like shaking around too much. Oh, what? I got Zilla. I have both the T-Rexes. I didn't grab the juvenile, but it's on his site for free, so it's not like it's hard to grab. Got the Graboid. The Carno is the one I'm printing right now, which there's a reason why I ran out of resin. So when I get some more resin, I'll be printing out that other stuff. I just grabbed like all the cool unique ones. I did grab the oh, what the heck, the V-Rex, the Vastosaurus, but because I hear, forget who, I think it's the same people that are doing those Raptors coming out. They're making a posable V-Rex, so I'm less inclined to print it out now because it'll be an actual like official one. I don't really need to invest a bunch of time into it. Especially like I'd prefer to have something without the band joints. Not the easiest. Teeth are so tiny. Yeah. So there's the inside of his mouth now. Pretty smexy outside of that little glop that I got there. Yeah, Namu, that's who it was. Thank you. Thank you, Rexzilla. Remember they showed that thing up a little while ago, and I'm pretty stoked for that one. No, I call it the Carno, but it's the T-Rex from Carnosaurus, the movie. It looks horrible, but I wanted to print it. Well, sorry, it looks good, but like the T-Rex itself is not good. There we go. All right, fix that glob. Looking good. Could add some little bit of yellow, but I think it's like try to add some more detailing to the teeth. But to be honest, it's probably a bit overkill. Yeah, that's the one I'm working on now. Like I actually in the printer, I have the body and the head printed out. I probably tonight I'll get the tail printed. I might have enough resin to finish the legs too, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Leaving a space of unpainted black that gets close with the eye. Yeah, I was gonna say I seen some photo. It's kind of a tough one because because it almost looks like it's black and then it transitions into the pupil. That's where you get the orange from. Yeah, that's kind of what I was noticing. Is like towards this region, like back here, it's almost like you don't really need to do the pupil. Well, do like the initial eye color. Like if anything, I would probably want like a dark red. Looking at some of the things, but for the most part, it's kind of like what you do. Like they did a good job with it on the MonsterArts, where it's black. There's a little bit of like the speckling going on, and then you have the orange pupil. No, on the STL file. But yeah, I did get the jaw fully open. Just had to crank on it a little bit more, but it's there. Now, oh, there we go. It's kind of weird. It almost like it shifts into place the way it is. Oh, and now we're off kilter a little bit. But yeah, for the most part for the eyes, I was planning on mainly just doing the pupil and leaving the black there. Also, always forgetting to mute the thing. We're kind of late on that now, though. I'll just take some of this model color, and I'll be honest, I'll probably just mix some of the red with this. Get the right orange. Actually, what I want to actually do this red, but like Godzilla 154 was saying, I don't want to go all the way to the back because it does show black on the eye, but I want to have a little bit of that red, so it's almost kind of like a transitions into it. I don't want to go fully back, but just enough. Right about there looks pretty good. Fix up the orange over here. Won't. I like that. Hey, Spino. I was gonna say, are you in fact the first Brazilian here? Probably, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. And I know the one thing I actually really like about it, some of the other designs, is with the ball incorporating the ball joint, it leaves for a lot less issues with breaking, at least from my experience. Because I've had some where they'll have like, well, you have the rods there, and even after heating up, then it tends to like want to, it still flexes, and you can have issues. Well, that seemed like it was really, really sturdy, which I really liked. And then, like you mentioned, like with the click, like with the way you set it up, with it being resin, at some point it's probably still gonna have like rub issues, but it seems like it works really well. Because depending on how much you play, like the more and more the resin's gonna want to friction off. What I do with the black? Need a little black brush, a little wet. Mm, kind of where I'm at the moment. Rando. Ah, we're getting all the new people in now. Kingzilla. Uh, now where did I set my phone? Make sure I got the people relatively in the right size. Eh. I'm liking the way it looks, although personally I might need to be a little bigger. No, I had a good photo of the side where you can see the eye going. Actually, it doesn't. That looks pretty good. At least for the. At least for the size. Yeah, liking that quite a bit. Get a little bit of the red for the transition. Nice orange for the people area. Look a little bit more down and menacing like. Still gotta actually set this up. Jimmy to the side, but actually here. Get it a little bit easier to look at it. Hopefully it kind of shows up pretty well. Like I said, I think I gotta dry brush just a little bit on the black here, just to make it match a little bit better, because right now it's a little too dark. I want to try to brighten it up a little bit. And possibly add a little bit of grays to the top along here. But pretty happy with that one. Once I get it all set up, I'll worry about doing the dry brushing and stuff. Today is mainly working on like nails and such. Like I said, I still want to. Oh, actually, I totally forgot. I was going to touch up the one mine because I really don't like the teeth on it. I've been meaning to fix this paint. I'm actually going to do that while I'm sitting here. I'm going to go crazy on it, but the one main gripe I actually have with this is mainly just the way these things were painted. Because it just looks so violent. Got a little on the tongue there, didn't mean. Better. You still kind of got like. I totally forgot I adjusted the camera. My apologies. Still looks big, but better. Yeah, the teeth on this one were always kind of a bit gigantic looking. Alright, set that aside. Now, you kind of want to try to match these. And I'm leaning towards just reprimering them. And then adjusting the color after that. Oh, well, on a high note, it looks like this was the right call for sure. Super tedious part of painting so many hands. I'll be back, promise. Yeah, MonsterArts was sweet. I liked them. I think for the price point, he works good. Currently, I am working on this 2004 Monster Arts Godzilla. We just got done the head finished up. Painted the eyes, the teeth, got the mouth done on this one. And currently just working on hands. And then I'll have to voice cracked a little bit. Then I'll have to add a little bit of extra detailing on because I want to try my best to match them up to the nails, original nails, as much as possible. Hey, that other name's familiar. Day's going okay. A lot of random setbacks, and then mentioned it earlier, but I was a little bummed about hearing about Akira Toriyama. Never met the dude, but he was definitely a fairly big part of my growing up. Not sure how far I'm gonna get with these parts today. How'd you like the Head King Rex or Kingzilla? I don't know why. Rex is like the first thing that just popped into my head. Alright, so these hands at least got the color in them. Next, actually, let's see what time it is. Ooh, it's 5:30. May or may not have to get off soon either way because I gotta make dinner here. Hey, Dino. Someone is still out cold, so that is good. Right now, baby Casey's taking a nap. Tends to take really late naps. Oh, I showed Casey the giant statue we got yesterday. He thought it was cool. Grant didn't let her touch it though. Bad things happen if she get to touch it. Well, I was gonna say if I don't know if you're still here, Godzilla 154? Is that what it was? Let's go back to the beginning. Yes, Godzilla 154. If you ever get a chance to it, I know some people have been interested in getting like very like uniquely posed hands. Because you have a lot of hands here. And I like these because they're just like the movie. But for like photography, YouTube purposes, would be cool to see some hands like you wouldn't normally see, like them doing kind of fun poses. Like a thumbs up, rocker, like kind of like the rocker pose, possibly flipping someone off. All would be cool options. Well, at least at least you were thinking about it, so that's cool. I know Emu in my Discord was bringing it up. But I know working on commissions, stuff like that. I understand time frames and having to actually sit down and work on this stuff. Because I'm not even good at 3D modeling, and it still takes me forever, like, to sit down and actually like make beams and whatnot. Like, I actually have to like dedicate time to it. Trying to be as clean as I can while doing these, but nice thing is, even if you mess up a little bit, it's easy to fix. Especially since we've only done the black so far. All right, second pair of hands down. Like I said, I still have to add a little bit more color to them because, like I said, I gotta kind of. The goal is to eventually match them, so I'll probably take a little bit of a brown and dry brush around the base of it. Oh, snaps. You do it on your phone? That's pretty sweet. I pretty much do all my stuff on, at least the minimal that I know how to do, I do it all in Blender. And a lot of it is basic shape sculpting in the using the sculpting tool to adjust things accordingly. Add another basic shape, just accordingly. I would like at some point to sit there and learn a little bit more about it. But I'm also I'm kind of lazy and I almost just want to order a 3D scanner so I can just sculpt the stuff by hand, scan it, and then import it so that I can just 3D print them. I'm definitely much better at sculpting everything by hand than I am trying to thumb my way through that. Oh, I can believe that. I definitely had my laptop trying to oh, what was that? Like I was helping with some Ghidorah files way back when. They've been on the channel. Like there's like Godzilla heads I've done and stuff. And they've been so poly that like my laptop just lags, even me just trying to get them in my 3D printing my 3D printing software. Yeah, because my setup's not even the best. Like my laptop was solid for when I got it, but nowadays it's definitely lacking a little bit. Kind of funny because with Helldivers coming out, Helldiver 2, I've been wanting to get a PS5 so bad. But I'm almost on board of just getting a more powerful computer so that I can do my have an easier time doing my modeling and stuff, 3D printing stuff without having to worry about lags and memory space. Plus, even like video editing would be a little easier too. Granted, what I got now, it doesn't have that big of an issue with editing, but still be cool. Especially if I do plan on getting a scanner sometime in the near future. Having something a little bit more powerful too would be nice for that. Because there's even like a project that I've been wanting to work on it for a little bit. It's actually anime related, but I need I need the hair, I need the hair sculpted. I wouldn't mind making new faceplates for it. And sculpting hair on Blender and just in general, like I said, is just way above my pay grade. But if I just took a figure art some epoxy putty, sculpted the hair, then I could just upload it and make my life a whole lot easier. Kind of funny because it's not even like that drastic of a hey Gypsy, glad you could join. It's not even like a super complicated model. Oh, yeah, I say that, but not the most complicated thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I think it looks solid. Ooh, I did see the recolor. $13 million. I missed that one comment. Easel cramming. Heck, I think my beam's only getting to like the hundreds. Oh, we got 2 sets left. Maybe we could get. All right, hold on. I'll keep the stream going, but I do have to get the food in the oven real quick, so I'm just gonna mute the mic. I will be right back. And actually, Streamlabs has this fun thing. Let's click over this for a minute. All right, we're back. I would assume they would do a beam if they did a like the Spitfire version. I'd be hard pressed to believe they would just give us blue spines. Then again, it's not like they haven't done that before though either. There was the GMK where it was the GMK where it's like building up is the look they were trying to go for. All right, we got 20 more minutes. I think I can get this done. Where'd the brush go? Because there's this one. Ooh, I put it in the wrong water. It went in the alcohol. Not quite what I wanted. And then I'll be pretty much ready to wrap this up tomorrow. Yeah, the thing I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you guys know a manga that's called My Girlfriend's a T-Rex. It's cute. It's a cute little manga. And I've been wanting to make like figures of the characters from that. So that's why I've been kind of wanting, like I mentioned earlier, about getting the scanner, stuff like that. So I would be able to work on those a little bit more. Because really all I need is like the head that could fit on a figure arts / Figma kind of body. The hair. The hair and the hair and like for like the main character Churro. Like the hair and the little spiky headband. And then the rest I could kind of kit bash, but the head's like the big thing I need. And I like for it to look fairly legit, because even like a lot of the clothes, you could just get actual clothes to put on it. Which also help hide some crimes for assembling. But it's just like the main character, like a black hoodie, will get the job done. Honestly, forgetting her name, but the Raptor girl would be, I guess, a fun one to do. Like, there's a few of the characters would be cool to do. It's also done by the same guy that made this Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, if you ever heard of that. Also, my neighbors are playing music right now, and I can hear it. I'm not sure if you guys can. It's also currently raining in Michigan. Kind of funny. I left work, took my lunch at work. I actually went out and got some food. It wasn't raining. Get out of work 2 hours later. Raining balls. Raining balls. Hopefully tomorrow when we're streaming, I'll have some more lights hooked up for you guys. A little easier. Well, like I said, tomorrow there's not too much I really have to do. Mainly just adding the browns to the base of the nails here. I'll work on the T-Rex a bit tomorrow. Alright, we're on to the fun one. The clenched fist. Like the one nail I don't have to get perfect because I can't get everything if I wanted. Getting good enough. It's kind of nice though with some of these little brushes, because like this one's got a little bit of curl to it from sitting in the water. So it kind of helps at getting underneath things. Stamp. I do this a lot of my finger touching paint. I got a little bit of the around the fist, but not too big of a deal. Try to zoom in a little bit just so you guys can kind of see this a little better. Realize I shifted. Yeah, the hardest thing is just knowing where my placement needs to be when trying to do these. I have the same problem, even if I was just recording this by myself, because I tend to move around way too frequently. All right. One more to go. And all the fun stuff tomorrow with all the dry brushing and detail. Dry brushing and mainly clean up. Back up a little bit so I got a little more wiggle room. And it's already too fat for this. Somebody's calling. Get back with them as soon as we can. All right. I think we'll call it pretty good there. Zoom out one more time. Thank you guys for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we could, well, run it. Made quite a bit of progress today with the little Godzilla head. I thought I just did something horrible. Got the hands. Majority of eyes set up. Tomorrow's going to be mainly trying to tint it a little bit just to match the figure a little bit better. And then maybe starting on this guy. I got the head on. That's about as far as I got so far. There's a whole heaping box of parts just sitting under UV lights, curing those things up. Anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. Guys, look here, the daily channel, donate. Greatly would appreciate it. Like I mentioned before, we got a Discord attached to our Patreon. It's the easiest way if you ever want to get a commission done by me. If you want stuff painted just like you're seeing here. Again, easiest way to do it. You can also follow Instagram and Facebook. Another good way to hit us up. And if you guys would like to pick up your figures, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. Help support the figure. It'll help support the channel. Get yourself some sweet collectibles. And then also in the chat was Godzilla154, who is the one that made this file. Which is Kujira Designs. Is that what your name is on Instagram? Right? I think we talked about it yesterday. But you can find these on Instagram. I don't have it linked, but easiest way to find it.